Hello everyone, let us discuss one topic from the botany subject, that is structure of a flower. Fine. So you could see here, this is an LS of the Datura flower showing the different parts. Now let us study all the different parts that are present, what are their functions and where they are located, how are their structures, right? So before we go for exact study, we know that flower is a reproductive part of a plant, which is a beautiful, colorful, attractive and dark in color, right? So coming to a study of different parts, so first we have a stalk-like structure which is present for a flower. So this stalk of a flower is known as pedicel, right? So generally all flowers have this stalk. So flower which is having a stalk, that is a pedicel, although such type of flowers are called pedicellate flower, right? So few flowers you could see without this stalk, that is without a pedicel. So such type of flowers are called sessile flowers, where the pedicel is absent in the such type of flowers. Okay. So above this pedicel we have a swollen green in color and a smooth cushion like structure which is known as, this part is known as thalamus, right? So what is the function of this thalamus is holding all different parts of a flower and protecting it, right? So all different parts of a flower, they are arranged in 4 different whorls, right? Whorls is nothing but like a rings. All the parts of a flower are arranged in 4 whorls. Let us see now what are those 4 different whorls. So coming to the first whorl, which are a small green and leaf-like structures, those are called as calyx, right? So these calyx, they are made up of sepals. You could see here, these are called as sepals which are green in color. So all sepals collectively or together called as calyx. So which is a first whorl of a flower, right? So what is the function of this sepals or a calyx is nothing but same like a thalamus, a protection for a plant and also involved in photosynthesis, right? So coming to the second whorl, which is known as corolla, right? So the entire this part is called a corolla. So this corolla is made up of petals. So all petals of a flower collectively known as corolla. So we know that petals are bright, dark and colorful, right? So what is the reason is for the attraction of insects, that is pollinating agents, for the purpose of pollination. So these petals are dark, bright and colorful, right? So this is the second whorl, that is corolla. Coming to the third whorl, which is known as male reproductive part or male reproductive organ of a flower. So it's known as androecium. Okay, so androecium is called a male reproductive organ of a flower. So you could see the structure of an androecium which is drawn here. Okay, so this shows a male reproductive organ which is known as androecium. It has again 2 parts. Okay, so the below tube-like structure, this part is called filament. Okay, so above the filament we have anther. This is the anther and anther connecting with a filament. Okay, so inside the anther we have pollen grains. These pollen grains are the male germ cells or male reproductive cells. Right. So this is an male reproductive part which is a third whorl present in a flower. You could see here. So these are the androeciums. Okay, fine. So coming to the fourth whorl, which is known as female reproductive organ of a flower. So that female reproductive organ of a flower is also called as gynoecium. Okay, so you could see here the central one. This part is a gynoecium. So this is also called as carpel. Fine. So let us see now what are the different parts of this gynoecium or a carpel. Okay. So you could see here this shows an structure of gynoecium consisting of 3 different parts. So those are the top head of this gynoecium or a carpel is known as stigma. So stigma connected with a tube-like structure known as style. Okay, stigma style connecting to ovary. So this complete part is ovary. So inside ovary we have ovules. You could see here clearly. Stigma, style, ovary. Inside ovary we have ovules. Okay. So for example, if you consider from this anther, the pollen grains are felt on this stigma, right? So whenever the pollen grains fall on this stigma, these pollen grains, they travel through this style. So whenever they are traveling, these pollen grains are turned into pollen tubes, right? So finally pollen tube through this style, it reaches to the ovary, that is ovule. So inside the ovary, ovules are present. To this ovules, this pollen tube is reached. That means this fertilization has taken place whenever it reaches the ovules. So after fertilization, now it is completely turned into fruit, right? So after a fruit is turned, these ovules are turned into seeds, or the seeds are formed within a fruit, right? So in this way, these are the different parts of a flower, right? So coming to the topic of bisexual and unisexual flowers. Okay, so what is bisexual flower is nothing but, if we consider any flower, a single flower consisting of androecium as well as gynoecium, that is male reproductive organ as well as female reproductive organ within it is called as bisexual flower. Okay, for example, you can consider datura, okay, where you could see even androecium, that is a stamen which is consisting of a filament and anther. Also you could see carpel, that is gynoecium part. So such flowers are called bisexual. If we consider any flower, if it is having either an androecium or a gynoecium, any one organ is present, then it is called as unisexual flower. Okay. So again if you talk about how the petals are arranged on a flower or how the ovules are arranged within the ovary, that is again a different study. Okay. So the arrangement of ovules within a ovary is called placentation. Arrangement of petals within a flower is called as aestivation. Okay. So in our further videos, let us go with the placentation and aestivation. Fine. Thank you.